Hello, fellow humans. It's Tuesday, November 22nd, 2016, and welcome to another edition of Fostering Untethered Communication and Knowledge. Today we are going to tackle unpopular idea number one. That would be the problem. The problem, in a nutshell. I suspect that this probably won't be the only video on the topic, as the problem does not lend itself very well to the nutshell, to being boxed in, because ultimately the problem that we face is perception, each of our individual perceptions. I started really thinking about trying to be concise about this a little over a week ago. I was watching a video, an anti-feminism video, that was discussing the problem in the context of men not wanting to marry. And Karen Strawn, who is an anti-feminist, does make some really valid points. I can't say that I disagree with the woman. However, she suffers from the same problem we all suffer from, and that's this matter of perception, the way that we see things, the way that we take in information, the way that we don't stop and consider that information in a context. We think about it only in terms of us individually. That's the problem, and I know it's going to be unpopular because really it's about the way we think about things. It's about the fact that we think about what we get out of society rather than what we put into it. We don't feel like we can affect things because of that mentality. We have a media that's replaced knowledge, that instead of encouraging objective thinking is all about the bias. We have an entertainment industry that has replaced culture, that rather than giving us meaningful, intelligent or spiritual or emotional experiences, satisfies the need to get away from all of the hate and fear that's being spouted out by our knowledge base, with self-gratification. It's funny, I feel the need to say this. Ever since I was a small child, I kind of felt that everything was backwards. I really didn't want to live in the city. I wanted to live on a farm. My father used to call me a sadist because I made them watch Little House on the Prairie. Little House on the Prairie wasn't a fairy tale. It was a story about a family. It was a story about a community. It was a story about the way people used to interact, the way that we used to actually work together, the way our differences complemented one another, the way both the homemaker and the breadwinner, or the let's say resource provider, the way both of those roles were, everybody's role was important. Everybody had a place. And it's all the way that we look at it. You know, a lot of the issue, I can't see an issue out there that's being thrown in front of us as a means to make us hate one another. It's really way easier to control people when they don't get along. And there's a lot of issues, gender wars, gender identity, race, religion, all of these fronts, it comes down to the same thing. We forget that we individuals that drive around in our cars or are stuck in our smartphones, in our little pods, in our little realities. We don't need pods. This is the Matrix, kids. Maybe that's a little extreme, but it's not far from the truth en masse. If we start pulling ourselves out of that and start saying, hey, wait a second, that's a person there, and they think maybe a little differently from me, and they might misinterpret my intentions. Having my intentions misinterpreted constantly has gotten me to a point of frustration that gets manifested as anger. These are the things that are happening, and we're being fed them by our media. and by our entertainment industry and by our politicians. And again, this blog, me putting this stuff out there, is an attempt to get all of us who I talk to people on the street, talk to my neighbors. I've really started having conversations with people about these ideas, and a lot of people feel the same way. A lot of people haven't been speaking out because they don't feel like they've got a voice to be heard. We do. We're all important. We're all in this together. You can look at it scientifically, or you can look at it spiritually. We are all part of this universe. We're all the molecules in this universe, and it's all that energy flowing through us. And we have the power to direct that energy. And we've got a society that seems to want us to direct it in really negative ways. And I think that most people don't really want that. I think we want to find a positive common ground. I think we want to find harmony. And so here I am, and there you are, and I'd really like people to participate in these conversations. Tell me what you think. Get up and do your own video vlogs. Talk to your neighbors. Talk to people on the street, in the grocery store, in the line, engage with one another again, and start remembering that, again, we are, just all parts of the whole. You're not an individual. You are a universe. You are teeming with life, and you have life teeming around you, and we're part of it. And so many problems to be solved if we could just remember that we are part of something greater than ourselves, and that's all of us. And all of us together is greater than anything that could hold us down. Thanks for listening. I hope you have a wonderful day.